If you want to learn more about the time when world's getting into equal rights, then you, my friend, are definitely in the right place. My name is Frederick Douglas, and I will educate you about my life. But before we start, I'll just inform you that I have a halo over my head because, fortunately, I'm dead. I was born on, well, I don't know exactly when I was born, because at the time, slavery was popularly argued, yet still legal. So in other words, I was born a slave. I became the only child of Harriet Bailey, and I believe Aaron Anthony. To this day, I'm still not sure who my birth father was. I also don't know what my real birthday is, so I simply just let Valentine's Day be my birthday because my mother used to call me Little Valentine. I was separated from my parents when I was just a little baby, although I don't quite remember the man of whom I was sold to. On the other hand, I do remember that I was also given to my almost grandmother, Betty Bailey, when I was 6 years old. After an unbelievably short amount of time, I was separated from my mother, who had died for an unknown reason. I honestly am still in shock about that fact. It's almost as if, like, her heartbeat was emotionally connected to me. Not long after the plantation owners had realized that I was given to my grandmother, they had given me to a woman named Lucretia Auld. The only thing was that she didn't make me her slave. Instead, she gave me to her brother Hugh. When I was all settled in with them, Hugh's wife, Sophia, had taught me the alphabet. Right when Hugh found out that I was being taught that, he ended up being so mad that it seemed as if he would have popped a vein if he had gotten any more mad. He also gave me to he then gave me to a poor farmer named Edward Covey, without pay. He was nicknamed the Slave Breaker. Luckily for my own sake, I didn't hang out with him for very long. He beat me for a numerous amount of time when I was his slave, but the last time he did, I fought back and he never ever whipped me again. And that is what I call courage. It's pretty interesting because I tried to escape 3 times. The first time, I tried to escape from a slave master whose name I forget, but failed. The second time, I tried to escape from Mr. Edward Covey, but again, I failed. The third time, a free African-American seaman let me borrow his info and the uniform to escape to New York. Well, I didn't escape straight to New York, but first I went to Philadelphia. Then I went to New York. This time, like I said, fortunately it worked. And when I got there, you can only imagine how much delight I felt and dancing that I did when I got to the free states. From there, I did a large amount of things to help abolish slavery. They range from writing enough books about the abolishment and emotions of slavery to fill a library, to having popular editorials in newspapers, to attending historical events, giving much-needed support to political campaigns, to enroll many soldiers into the Union Army, to being nominated as the U.S. Vice President. As you can see, I had so much work in my hands it's not really even funny. When things were starting to cool down a very, very small bit with the South, except for the beginning of the Ku Klux Klan, I finally bought my own house in Washington, D.C. with my oh-so-beautiful wife, Anne Marie, with 4 kids, Charles Ramon Douglas, Rosetta Douglas, Lewis Henry Douglas, Frederick Douglass Jr., and Annie Douglas. Extremely sadly for me, Anna died in 1882, but oh well. I married a new wife named Helen Pitts 2 years later. Unfortunately, on February 20th, 1865, 1 year after I married my dear Helen, I was coming back from a national women's meeting in Washington, D.C. I ended up dying from a massive stroke. I believe that happened because I had gone through a lot of stress and struggle throughout my life. You can say that for the most part, I have done a lot in my lifetime. And I'm pretty sure that if you ask anyone else, they'll say the very, very same thing. To this day, some people may call me one of the most successful and historic black men of the 19th century. And I don't want to be a bragger about that, but even though it may be true, I strongly believe that there will be others among myself in this century and the many, many others to come. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go play a game of chess with Abe Lincoln. Since I'm dead, I can do that. So, thanks for your attention. Have a nice day. Hello there. My name. Hello there. If you want to learn more about the time when the world was getting into. You, my friend, are in the right place. Definitely.
Oh! Wow!
My name is Frederick and I will educate you about my life. Before we start, I'll inform you that I have a halo over my head because. Where's my halo?
It's on the back of your head. Wow.
Little baby. Although, after an unbelievably short amount of time, I was,
freezing my nips off out here. Oh, sorry. You okay?
Here comes the big boss. Let's get it on. We took the bow and made a stand. Started swaying with the hand. A sudden motion made me skip. Now we're